knee here, kind of like helping pin down. Also here. It's gonna be grabbing that ankle, right? So it's kind of like, nah, it's fine. So it's kind of like hard to pull away, right? So remember I was talking about, I started laying a little bit of pressure and I let my foot slide away and it starts getting hard for him to hold. As you guys been doing this though this month, I'm sure you've noticed there's moments where like, it's just comfortable to like pin this down, right? Once it gets loose, you're kind of like pinning your shin to the mat. And we're pinning it right here, right? You're seeing a lot of the guys end up in this position and it's fine. It's not bad, so that's why I was gonna say let's address it. One good thing I saw was a lot of us were going into that smash pass. We were kind of like putting our hands right here to avoid them from trying to invert on us. And we've been elevating and we've been taking this knee, bringing it around. We've been passing it right here, right? So that's good. So now what I wanted to do is I just wanted to try to go into a little more stuff that we can do from this position because I saw guys doing it last week and that's a good thing. Last week I was showing you guys how to like go over the knee to get to the mount and all that. This time what I wanted to do is I wanted to try to throw like some submissions in there, right? So once we were here and I was able to get into this spot, first one I was gonna go into is, we're gonna go and try to like wrap his head, right? As a guillotine, when I wrap his head though, I gotta switch my hips. So that's the one thing I wasn't seeing last week. I saw guys trying to get creative, but we were still trying to like pass square up. I can't let this pin come up yet like this until I get it because you can't invert on me, right? So I'm holding right here, and when I swing from my guillotine, I can only reach this far until I switch hips, right? When I grab underneath his armpit, what I have to do though, and what I'm gonna do to make this different, is I'm actually gonna fall like over his head. Hold on. I see everybody moving around. I got nervous here. I'm looking around, like, where's everybody moving to? We're here, I wrap, I start switching my hips, and I grab underneath his arm. I have an S grip, right? When I start falling to my shoulder, I'm basically hooking this leg, and we're bringing everything in to get our sub. All right. So I don't know if you guys notice, like when I squeeze, I kind of like push my butt in, because the idea that I want is, I want his head to do this. All right. Since I'm at this angle, I can't really like try to guillotine him going up. I have to guillotine going down. So I'm trying to get the back of his head onto my belly. Almost like how you guys do with darts, right? When you guys are going for your darts like this, and how you're making that head go into your belly and push it down. I'm thinking the same thing, all right? So over here, boom, I get right here to avoid that from him inverting. I'll elevate a little bit. Boom, we're in our smash pass. I go to wrap his head, but when I wrap his head, I switch. Now it happens a lot of times, you might feel like he could underhook. When he underhooks, boom, I get my S grip with the blade into his neck. I start collapsing though this elbow onto my shoulder, and I lean up a little bit. So now what I'm doing is I'm tucking my stomach in, and we get it. So what we changed, we were here, instead of putting our hands here, we were able to get head and arm, chest to chest. I elevate. I use the inside of my thigh to help push his knee across. And now we're in our smash pass. They say I did go for here. And I was about to go, he gave me the arm. I'll take his arm, I pin it, and now I go for a rolling kimura. I'll take here, and I just heist my hips up so that I can do a forward roll. Immediately, chest to elbow. If he decides to run away from me, then we go for our back. If he tries to go that way, then we can follow and keep going. If he decides I'm gonna hold, keep post and see what happens, I'm gonna take my right elbow and tuck it in. And now I heist my hips up over his head. We're here. So again, we don't have to like worry about stepping over as long as I'm at a diagonal not letting his head come off the mat. If I go too far and his head comes off the mat, he could sweep me. So I stay at a slight angle. Once I'm here, my right elbow starts going up as my left hand starts sliding his hand, almost like a paintbrush, right? We're here, and I get my tap. Okay? So now we got